improvisational, doing it one at a time, at the same time, doing voice and beat. Voice, voice and beat is what I'm doing live. Yeah, LIB back again, yo. Yeah, coming from Society Hill, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm here to tell you about a substance that can be used for many things. It has numerous purposes, which I will describe in the following song. The thing I'm talking about is only a few bucks. There's name brands, and there's generic, but most people refer to it as duct tape, duct tape, duct tape. It is the coolest thing since the wheel, duct tape. Technically, it can be a wheel. It can hold up pitches, patch up holes in hoses, and seal stuff. Duct tape. Duct tape. It can seal air leaks and anything that delivers air. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. It can hold up two things that... It can bond two things together that previously cannot hold together under normal circumstances. Like science is a tool that can be used for good or evil. For criminals, it will bond the hands, feet, and mouth of unsuspecting victims. It can also bond the hands of that same perpetrator if and or when the arresting officer were to run out of handcuffs. Duct tape. It has great applications in the bedroom. The obvious bondage reference would be too easy. We will refrain from that here. Duct tape. Duct tape. In the sack, duct tape can fasten condoms to an object in close proximity to the action. This minimizes the awkward hold on, I got to put on a rubber time. This time it's been shown to induce a limp erection in many men. Duct tape can also become a decent cock ring if necessary. Make sure you have nurse's shears handy to that juncture. Make sure you have hit. Make sure you have hit. Make sure you have hit. Make sure you have nurse's shears handy at that juncture. Since duct tape fastens to itself better than anything else, circulation could be cut off in seconds. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. I'm really keen on impressing guests. I'm really in. I messed up again. I think I start the beat again. I'm really keen on impressing party guests with a little duct tape. Figures. Figures. I'll make Mr. and Mrs. Duct Tape, the duct tape children, and the duct tape dream home. Duct tape. Every time some random pot falls off my motorcycle, I put it back on with duct tape. I have this bracket installed on my Kawasaki that stops the center stand from hitting. It stops the center fan from. It stops the center hand. It stops the. It stops the center stand from hitting the chain. I had to use it when I got the Mac 4 into one exhaust performance system. Sometimes the bracket comes loose. When it does, I call on duct tape. Duct tape. Oh my gosh, Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. I used to drive a Chevy Astro minivan. One time the radiator hose got a hole in it. I would have been stranded in New Jersey if it wasn't for duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. It's the coolest thing since Jessica Biel posed naked. Duct tape. It's as cool as Arthur Fonsavelli. Duct tape. It's almost as cool as me. LIB. Out of here. Get some duct tape, yo. Get it in your house. Get it next to your stereo. Get it in your car. People, you need it. It puts on everything. It fixes everything. Yeah, in West Virginia, we call it West Virginia Chrome. Well, maybe the West Virginians don't call it that, but everybody else does. Yeah, people. Yeah. To the right side. Say ho, people on the right side. Say ho, 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 people on the left side. Say ho, ha, hoo, ha, hit, dick, digga, digga, ha. Hee, ha, ho, ha, ha. This part will be faded out, yo. Faded. This part is really just silly. I'm just going on and on, and I should fade this out now. Thanks. Duct tape.
And now the J Squared Robot whacking off.
Whoa, I'm so horny. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, I'm done. Whoa.
And now the J Squared Robot tries to get a job.
So, like, do you have any experience, dude? Whoa, I like to have sex with gay men. No, man, like, not that kind of experience. Come on, bend over.
No, come on, get off of me, man. Ow, my ass!
Whoa, I'm done.
And now the J Squared Robot tries to have sex with an ATM machine.
Whoa, it's an ATM machine. Whoa, wait till I give it my credit card. Whoa.
Please enter your debit card.
This is gonna be fun. Whoa.
Debit card accepted.
Whoa, here we go. Whoa. Uh-oh. Oh, whoa. Whoa.
And now the J Squared Robot tries to pick up chicks.
Whoa, hey, baby. Wanna see my winky? It's small and square. Whoa. Ow, fucker.
And now the J Squared Robot tries to have sex with a power outlet and fails miserably.
Whoa, a power outlet. It's square, just like my little winky. Whoa, I got an idea. Whoa, this is gonna be awesome. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Uh-oh. Whoa.
And now the the J Squared robot tries to have sex with a power saw.
Whoa, look at that. It's a power saw. Whoa, yeah. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
And now, the J Squared robot tries to have sex with a porcupine.
Whoa, it's a porcupine. I can't wait to feel my robotic cock in his prickly behind. Whoa. Ouch, ooh, ooh, ow, oh, whoa, I killed him. Whoa, that was some hot sex though. Whoa.
It's time once again for things that blind people just shouldn't do. This time,
Playing with a chemistry set.
all right, so if I take this chemical, I think this is nitrogen. And I put some of that in there. And then I put some more of this in here. It should... This has been another edition of Things That Blind People Just Shouldn't Do. It's time once again for things that blind people just shouldn't do. This time,
Heart surgery.
today we'll be performing a very delicate surgery. I will be performing quadruple bypass surgery. Now, first I have to start by making a small incision in the patient's chest. Ah, son of a... This has been another edition of Things That Blind People Just Shouldn't Do. It's time once again for things that blind people just shouldn't do. This time,
Taking care of man-eating plants.
aw, you're such a good human flytrap. Yes, you are. Hey, I know what my human flytrap wants. He wants some water. Here you go, buddy. Oh, God, no! Oh! This has been another edition of Things That Blind People Just Shouldn't Do. It's time once again for things that blind people just shouldn't do. This time,
Traffic reporter.
and for our traffic, let's go to our blind eye in the sky, Blindy McBlinderson. So, Blindy, how's the traffic out there?
I'm flying right now over the freeway, and I can't see too well, so I'm going to lean down and see if I can hear better.
This has been another edition of Things That Blind People Just Shouldn't Do.
Hello, my name is Sloan, and if you want the best in gay male excitement, go to Damon's Bathhouse, located in Fords, New Jersey. Get off the turnpike right there, and make sure you bring your own towel. And if you don't worry, we've got plenty. Choose your rooms. You want to go into another place and jack off to other men? Go ahead. If you want some guy to stick his pole in your hole? Go ahead. If you want to oil yourself up and go down the slide right into some guy's lickety-split asshole, go ahead. We're not going to stop you. Remember, Damon's Bathhouse, Fords, New Jersey. Take the turnpike. Thank you.
Come to Whirly's all-new furniture sale. It's everything half. Not half off, but half. Need half a couch? No problem. Need half a table? No problem. Need half a lamp? Well, that could be a problem. Everything is half at Whirly's. Whirly's, the place where you can get less for even more.
So no one has showed up. Hence the stalling. So no one's replied either. Oh, wait a minute. Brian replied. Just now. Oh, crap. I'm going to be a little late. Got stuff to do, so we're ready for a contractor tomorrow. Maybe a half hour. Or sooner. Okay. And I never know if Mars is going to show up or not. So... Hi, Sparky. Hi, Warhawk. And, Now we didn't have a Dune and Johnny show yesterday, and the reason for that was that hey, if you say Mars 3 times.
Oh, did you say my name 3 times?
Well, I think that was twice. So I just need to say Mars one more time. And
Hi, I'm
hey,
here.
You're here.
Now what you need to do is turn around, look in the mirror at night, and keep your eyes closed, and then open it up.
Oh.
Open your eyes up, and there you go. No, that's creepy.
You know, I remember I was hanging out with my brother and his friends, and at some school function that was boring, and at some point the evening devolved into trying to summon Bloody Mary from the men's room, because that was where
Was
we were
that
trying to
before
mirror.
or after the Bloody Marys?
Well, we were both still, we were all school children still, so there was no actual drinking involved. And here's the thing: my brother and his friends are having fun. I was tagging along. I got a little into it, and my dad's like, "Why don't you act your age?" I'm like, "Dude, they were like doing this, and I had nothing else to do. So what the hell? May as well take turns with them saying Bloody Mary in the men's room while people are trying to take a shit. You know, what else am I gonna do? So go be a boring old man like you? But I didn't say that part out loud.
Depends on what you're eating. You might be screaming Bloody Mary.
Of course. Now Bloody Mary has been taken to a whole new level in my life because we got the kid across the street who loves to scream Bloody Mary. I think that's his method of communication, and that's not his fault, and that's not anyone's fault. But now we get to find out which channel Skype is coming in on, because we got Warhawk on the line.
What? Warhawk?
Yes, we can hear you now. Can you hear us? You got the Sparky Toaster sound effect.
Gators, I don't hear anything.
You don't hear Warhawk?
No.
Okay. So now I need to figure out why. Oh, you know what?
Oh yeah, they can't hear him on the stream either.
Wait a minute.
It's only it's a Warhawk Gators private conversation right now.
Okay.
But I can hear.
Now I
yours,
hear him.
though.
Now I
Oh,
hear
there
him.
we are.
No,
Yeah.
I might be looping you back to you though. So I need to figure out. I think I need to lift that one up. All right, Warhawk, talk again.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So, excellent, great, and you're not looping back. So, yeah, there was there was a button that got pushed that shouldn't have gotten pushed.
Oh, yeah. Here's a button.
Okay,
Sparky Toaster.
that is
I'm
a
hoping
Wow.
Sparky heard that.
I only know it's 3.14159. I don't know
Yeah.
the other two.
I will say, in my defense, I fixed Skype for Warhawk faster than Dune's average time of fixing
What?
Skype for
But-
Warhawk.
Dude
Here's
has
the
two-
thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Here's the thing, Gators. I updated Skype a while ago, and that's why I couldn't call you guys a couple weeks ago, because the Skype needed updating. Now that I got it updating, I could be heard.
Yes, that is. I'm to be honest, I'm surprised Microsoft is still putting updates out for Skype. I wouldn't think there was anything left for them to break at this
There was actually an
point.
update today for it too. So.
Oh, what did that break?
I don't know, but I have 3 versions of Skype and 2 versions of Teams on my computer. So something needs to be fixed here, Microsoft. I'm just saying.
Just saying. Hashtag just saying. Yeah, so we're all here.
Wait. What about the Naz Nazi? Where's he at?
Brian is doing stuff to prepare for a contractor that's coming tomorrow, and he might be a half hour late or less.
What?
Or more.
But he was just working on getting an SSD for his little baby, whatever Naz.
Now here's the thing: he had his big ass hard drives to build a RAID, and he decided he was going to use Open Media Vault.
Wait, how many hard drives is he using? I saw the conversation barely.
Right. Well, I think he has 4 big hard drives. And he
Okay.
sent that picture like last week.
Are they all different sizes?
No, they're all the same size.
Okay.
But the thing was and he has an ancient XP/Linux machine that was ancient enough to have a floppy drive on it, and it was last working in the XP era, which is a little older than one once. Well, here's the thing: Open Media. Well, then again, you know what? For a file storage server, it's probably adequate. The reason why I was concerned about the performance of the hardware for my file storage is because it's also my streaming server. So when
Sparky and Dune are working on something. I don't know what though. They're ready.
Oh, well, they're ready. They
I don't know. Yeah.
This something is unfolding.
Sorry, I'm just sitting.
Glass
The
factory.
Glass Factory. Okay.
Glass Factory.
Wow.
Huh. Something about throwing stones in glass houses or something? That kind of glass
I
factory?
know. So okay. What Brian needs to do, and I hate to tell you this, Gators.
Yeah. Yes.
I might have a Synology on the way because I don't want to deal with all this crap.
Well, here's the thing. My problems with Open Media Vault had very little to do with Open Media Vault and had everything to do with Plex. Brian's just trying to store a bunch of photos to be a file storage to map a drive to on his computers and have a dumping ground.
Well,
an old machine, a bunch of hard drives, an Open Media Vault install is all he really needs for what he's doing.
I'll tell you exactly what I do right now, Gators. This is what I do.
Okay.
I have a USB hard drive, and I connect it to my router.
Right.
And it's SMB3, and there you go.
I mean, that works too.
Yeah.
That probably would have worked for him. And,
I don't know. I don't know if his TP-Link has a USB port on it, but honestly, it makes it really easy, and it's USB 3, so it's pretty quick. You know, it's really easy to set up. You can set up accounts on it, so certain accounts can do certain things. You know, it's just easy to do, and that's what I have for now. But I do need a NAS. I just don't have the hard drives. I did buy a Synology. I bought one that was 2 years old, like a used one, which is fine, and it was a quarter of the price. So
now,
I bought a 4-bay plus an extra one for like $100 and something bucks.
Now the downside to the USB port on the Wi-Fi router as your storage dumping ground is I don't see an easy way to do a backup of that without having to basically physically remove the drive from the router, connect it to something else, and do a copy over USB. Which is well. Then again, I am backing up to USB for my server, so that's.
Well, actually, I have two of these hard drives. I have one in North Carolina right now, and I have one here. And one in North Carolina, every couple months, we do, me and my father do a trade, or my father and I do a trade, and he sends me the old one. I send him the newer backup, and then we do a trade, and then I know exactly what needs to be backed up. So.
So you have 3 drives.
I have 2 drives.
Well, but then how do you do so he sends you the drive. You have both in your possession at the same time for a window of time. You sync one up to the other.
I have the backup, the files that I have that are newer that have backed up. I have a separate partition on my laptop. The newer drives also get copied to that directory, which is not very much because honestly, a lot of the backup stuff, a lot of the media and stuff like that, don't get updated that much. My MP3s, my music and stuff don't get upgraded that much. My DVDs and Blu-rays, I only update those once in a while. So I only update those, put a backup of those, get up on there. The only thing that really ends up backing up onto the hard drive is my documents and some random files that I have. Some backup, small things.
This conversation just reminded me of something.
What? I'm sorry, Warhawk. I didn't do it. Actually, I did. I'm sorry.
This made me think that another topic I want to discuss this week is my sleep study. So I want to thank you, Mars, for reminding me.
Did you take a nap?
I was about to.
Do you have a watch that helps you with your sleeping schedule now?
Well, here's the thing. So I went to the doctor a few weeks ago, and I said, well, here's the thing. Here's what really started. I was starting to feel some kind of, and I talked about this on the show a few times, where I start to feel this kind of this panic, this unsettled feeling, which is like a more minor feeling of what I felt when things blew up with a friend and all that.
I blame Boba Fett.
Yeah, it could be. Well, so I thought maybe I should, talk it out with a professional, and the
I
professional-
agree.
And the thing is I noticed that it was frequently happening. Well, it wasn't happening frequently. It was happening occasionally, but it was starting to happen enough times that I didn't want it to happen more, and I didn't want it to last longer. So I wanted to solve this problem before it became a problem that was impacting me. And I noticed it was mostly happening like when I was sleeping in a guest room and in the morning when I woke up. Now, I should have put this together. But talking it out, she said, well, it sounds like it's some kind of a transition from sleep to awake. Maybe it's an oxygen thing. And that's when I said, oh, well, I have snored for forever. I do abruptly wake up every now and then in the middle of the night. And my brother told me that I was choking in my sleep when I was at the hotel room for the little bachelor party thing for the Fish concert. And she said, well, that could be it.
What, the Fish concert?
The Fish. The
Fish
choking,
concert causes him panic attack.
The choking in the middle of the night thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was the bigger problem than the Fish concert. The Fish concert, I just had to sit and keep smoking till it sounded good, and which is standard practice for a Fish concert.
Oh.
And it was perfectly fine. But the hotel. So I was like, okay, maybe I should take this whole, because people have been telling me for forever. Well, not people. Vamp told me once, oh, you probably have sleep apnea. You should get it diagnosed. But Vamp is always diagnosing people with things. And not to mention, Vamp told me this back when he was a drunk. So, I never. But I've also snored for forever, and it's often, So I had an inkling that maybe I have, but it's like, hey, if it's not impacting my ability to sleep, who cares? Well, now it's starting to impact my ability to sleep.
Oh, it's a good advice to take advice from, I almost called him Trump. I meant Vamp.
Well, it's with P. It's fine.
I will take advice from Vamp before I take advice from the other suggestion there.
Well, I was confusing drunk with the other word.
Drunk,
Don't mind
yeah,
me.
okay, yeah.
Dune does have a question for you, Gators.
This is no going, and you tell me do things. I done running.
Whenever I fuck up trying to speak, I'll play that sound effect.
Wow.
Dune writes in, so Johnny, I have a question for you. When in a hotel, do you shut the bathroom door when gambling?
Gambling in the bathroom?
Well,
when he's playing craps.
I think we used to
Craps,
refer to going to the bathroom as shooting craps because I used to have a craps app on my phone. These days, my bathroom.
Wait,
Go ahead.
Did you get rid of your craps app?
Well, the Craps app was on my iPhone, so that dates back how long ago I had that. And
I saw craps again.
I didn't reinstall it when setting up a new phone because I'd gotten bored of it. And lately, my games of choice are Toon Blast and Chain Cube.
Oh, what about the watermelon game?
That Toon Blast?
No, I don't know if there's a game that all the cool kids are playing now. I don't know. It's some fruit game.
Oh, I see what Dune's asking. So Dune's asking if when you're in a hotel room by yourself alone, do you close the bathroom door when you go to take shoot some craps?
I don't.
I always close the bathroom door. It's just a habit, and it's not until this moment that I actually stopped and thought, well, I guess he has a point. If there's no one else in the hotel room, I guess I wouldn't need to close the door. There's not a reason to close the door. But if you don't think about it and you just do what's normal and what you normally do, you close the door. So that's just what I do. So yeah, I've not left that door open. So I'm wondering where Dune's going with this and how this became a topic.
I live alone, so I go potty with the door open because there's no reason to. Now I do shower with the door shut and I lock it, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. But that's what I do.
Now I will say that people who live alone, and I have heard of situations of people who live alone that are just in the habit of leaving the door open when using it unless company's over.
Yeah.
And if people like that have cats, the cats are also used to that because cats tend to like to wander in and keep you company when you're
Yeah.
shooting craps.
So do dogs.
Yeah, and
I live alone, and whenever I go to the bathroom, because I'm by myself, I just leave the door open. And I don't have any cats either, nor dogs.
Not yet.
Now, ghosts? I don't know.
So I remember the person was commenting because there was a friend of a friend who the friends are staying over at that person's house who normally lives alone, and while the friends are staying over, she was like, the cats were all confused. I went to use the bathroom, I closed the door. They're meowing outside the door like, what the heck are you doing? Normally,
that's standard cat procedure anyway.
That is, but normally that doesn't happen because normally the door is open. Now, I do remember hearing about there was a men's room at a church that had 4 stalls, and the 4th stall was missing its door, and so someone labeled them 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, Revelation.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, little church humor there.
Yeah, my sister's is pretty funny. The dog will sit there and lay by the door and won't want in. It just lays there and waits for you. But if you're in there too long, it starts putting its nose underneath the door, sniffing to see if everything's okay.
Dogs are loyal.
Now,
They're very loyal.
Yeah, they're very yeah.
Now, Dune just sent me a picture.
Oh, Dune must have a lot of dogs outside his bathroom door. Did they just all wait?
So Dune sent me a picture of basically the problem.
Dune says you can share it.
I think. Well, I got to share this without like showing his name, so I've got to download this image now, so I can open it up in a photo viewer. Otherwise, everyone's going to look him up on Google and start spamming his LinkedIn.
Okay, Warhawk, while we're waiting, Warhawk, I have a question for you. Meg 2, is it worth it?
I didn't go see it, but I did see the reaction on someone watching it on YouTube.
Because apparently it's out.
Yeah, it's if you're into monster movies, it's.
Because I loved Meg 1. Meg 1 was awesome, hilarious, and corny, and I liked it.
So
yeah, Meg 1 was good. Meg 2, the reaction I seen on YouTube, someone said that it was like 7 different movies in one, which is not
good,
too
perfect.
bad because it was like it was like
perfect.
An action movie, a horror movie. Well, not quite a horror movie, but a monster movie. And it's like, of course, Jason Statham is in this one. So it's like he gets to do in this movie what he does on other movies that doesn't involve giant sharks.
Awesome.
Yeah, with guns and
I'll watch
fist
that.
fights.
You know what would make that movie better, though? If The Rock was in it.
Why is that showing?
Because The Rock needs to be in all bad movies. He was in what? Was it not 2012? He was in the one. What was the one where San Francisco flooded? What was that? 2012.
I don't know. I didn't see that movie.
It was pretty good. The San Francisco had a tsunami, and because the world, we messed with the world. I think it was 2012, and so San Francisco had a big tsunami, and The Rock rode the tsunami in a pontoon boat. Because you know what? That is awesome.
Have him try it in real life, see how that works out.
So, anyways, Dune did send a picture, and we're going to look at that.
Okay.
And I think the issue here is that hotel rooms often have a closet where you can hang your clothes or your jacket. Oftentimes, I'm looping back. Warhawk, you're looping me back.
Oh, now you can't hear us.
Okay, that seemed to have stopped. Okay. So. Yeah,
that was weird.
So, you generally in a hotel room, you need a place to hang up your jacket or your clothes. You need a place to look at yourself to, like, kind of comb your hair, make sure you're looking okay. Uh, and so this is one of those places that made the closet doors full-length mirrors / closet doors. And it's one of those things where you come into the hotel room and to one side is the closet, to the other side is the shitter. Which means that if you're sitting on the toilet and you leave the door open, you get to stare at yourself.
Nice.
Okay.
So I think
Sort of.
I think that's what Dune's getting at is that one may sit down and one may have a normal routine of not closing the door when they're in a hotel room by themselves, and then they sit down and they take care of things. They look up from shooting craps, and they are greeted with the sight of themselves doing what they do. So that is that I think is a good reason why one should just get in the habit of just closing the door and just do that.
Well, it's
And
fine.
nowadays, when people are on the toilet doing their thing, they use their smartphones so they could take a selfie.
They could.
Toon says creepy. Yeah.
Yes, creepy.
Creepy. Now he said that before the suggestion of a selfie,
But that's still creepy too. I think
because Dune's
going to
say "ew" is what Dune's going to say. Now Sparky had a question: left sock or right sock on first? And
I don't know.
You know what? I am not sure if I follow the same routine every time or not, because I don't think about that. So for all I know, I might just always do the same thing and might always do one first, but I have no idea. In my mind, I'm kind of thinking through, take the socks out, put them on the bed, sit down on the bed, pick up the first sock, lift up my left leg and put it on my left foot. So I think I go left first, then right. But I can't say for sure that that's always it. Probably I think I go left first, because it's also how you march. You march left, right, left, right, left, right. You know.
Oh, I do it backwards then.
Oh. Well, did you?
I go left only because I'm fat and it's easier for me to reach my left foot for some reason.
I see. As
I
long
sit on
as
the
you
floor
do,
though, so I don't know.
As long as you're doing a sock and a sock and a shoe and a shoe.
Yeah.
Because, only crazy people go sock, shoe. And if you disagree, just ask Archie.
What if I just wear Crocs?
Well, I don't. I've heard they're comfortable, but Brian says no.
Oh.
Yeah. Kristen says yes, though.
They're okay. They're not. I mean, they're okay. I mean,
yeah,
they work.
Dune says only Meathead does that.
They're good for sand. They're good for the beach.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Archie. No, that's the wrong voice.
Oh.
So,
You got your board working, huh? You got your new thing. Oh.
Sorry.
That
That
deep one was pretty good.
So, anyways,
was that too loud?
No, it was fine. So, anyways, I did my sleep study. I think it was.
Did you win?
I don't know. I have to mail it back. It actually took me 3 tries to get my sleep study done properly, because they sent me they gave me the take-home exam is what they gave me.
I have a question, Gators.
Okay.
How are you supposed to fill out the Scantron when you're sleeping?
Well, they have a machine that does that for you.
Oh, okay.
See, they mailed me a package. Here's the thing. I didn't even know what they were going to do. I went to my after I realized that my whole waking up panicked and then feeling this like something is off thing is probably the aftermath of being deprived oxygen for long enough for my body to feel panicked, and that's what I'm feeling, and that's why it happens more frequently when I'm sleeping in guest rooms. Mind you, I spent this summer going to the Shore House multiple weekends throughout the summer, so that's why it's been happening more frequently, because I've been spending more time sleeping in beds other than my own, with pillows other than my own, waking up in a panic and in a funk. And actually, it was comforting, because now I've realized, okay, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not having a midlife crisis or any kind of panic attack or anything like that. I'm just being deprived of oxygen and choking to death in the middle of the night. I can deal with that. My brain is sound. My mental health is good. I just need to figure out a way to keep getting oxygen throughout the night.
Besides, that solution right there is cheaper than midlife crisis. So
yeah.
cheaper.
Cheaper than a midlife crisis. So yeah. No, I was worried that I was starting to have some kind of like a midlife crisis or question the meaning of life or something like that. It's like, oh no, I'm doing that to a normal level. I'm not doing that to a level of making myself so anxious that I can't cope.
Yeah.
I just need oxygen. That's all. So I'm like, okay, now that I have figured out what's going on, I can stop talking to this professional and go to that professional. And so I made an appointment with my general practitioner and, told her all the normal thing, choking in the night, waking up. So, okay, well, we'll just put that in and you'll hear from someone in a week. That's all she said. She didn't say what I was going to hear about or what the next steps were, because I was like, am I going to have to go in someplace for a sleep study and sleep someplace else? And, no, they just mail you a box with a little device that has a connection for tubing that you put. They got the little prong things that go in your nose, and then they got the thing that puts on your finger to check your pulse, and then you hit the button to start it, and
how was your sleeping with tubes up your nose? Was that uncomfortable?
I will say, I got better at it by the third night.
Okay.
So
Just saying.
I was only supposed to have to do this one night. I ended up doing it 3 nights. So brand new package of AAA batteries. I opened them up, put them in the device. I'm reading the instructions. Hold the power button until it turns green, and then immediately let it go. And then the other lights will blink up, so it does that. I got the tubes up my nose. I got the thing on my finger. They send you 3 pieces of medical tape that you could, tape the wire to your hand, tape the tubes on your cheek so it doesn't come out of your nose and the thing don't come off your finger. It had like a little strap that you wrap around yourself with elastic and strap it, so the pack's like strapped to you. And I lied down and I had a rough night of sleep, waking up I'm like, this study is going to be worthless because I kept waking up because I'm uncomfortable because I got tubes taped to my face. This is going to diagnose that I'm uncomfortable with tubes taped to my face, which has nothing to do with my real problem. But okay, whatever.
Or is it the same problem with anxiety?
Well, I don't know. Well, I woke up the next morning and I look at the device and I hold the power button, and then they say after you've done it for the night, hold the power button 3 seconds, and then there's like a light that's supposed to light up. Test completed. It'll either light up green or it'll light up red to let you know if it was a successful completion or not. But if it lights up red, but the things are still taped to you, it might still be fine, so you can still send it in. I don't know. So anyways, I held the button for 3 seconds, and it just started up the startup process again. I couldn't get it. Yeah, like for some reason it just didn't start up properly the night before, even though the light turned green when I turned it on. So I didn't have a completed test to send back to them. So okay, all right, I will try it again tonight, and we'll see how it comes out tomorrow. So that night, I asked Kristen, hey, you still have like that medical tape from when you were taping up your ankle? Because I used up the pieces it came with. So she had a roll of that, gave it to me. I taped the tubes on my face, taped the thing on my finger, and I'm all set, turn the thing on, look at it, make sure all the lights light up, everything's lighting up green, everything's, booping, and my finger thing is glowing red, it's taking my pulse. Okay, great. I lie down, I go and fall asleep, and this time I was sleeping normal. Didn't have a problem. And then I woke up the next morning and the batteries were dead. Apparently the first night used enough juice in the batteries that there was not enough juice left to get through the second night. So I don't know what happened the first night, because it wouldn't
crappy
complete
heavy
the
duty
test.
batteries.
I don't know what they were, but I got the good ones. So
Amazon basic ones aren't the best. I'm saying.
like, okay, try number 3. So the third night, I put in a fresh set of batteries. I put the button, lights up, all the lights light up. Everything looks good. Everything's glowing. Everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Wake up next morning, hold the button, and I get the test completed successfully light. So, yeah. So that finally completed properly.
Yay!
Which is good, because tomorrow is the deadline to drop it off for a post office and have it scanned in on the tracking information before they start billing me overage fees for keeping it for too long. Of course, tomorrow I have to go into the office bright and early in the morning before the post office opens and come home after the post office closed, and there's no post offices within a walking distance of my office. So, but that's okay, because Kristen has graciously volunteered to drop it
Thank you,
off at the
Kristen.
post office tomorrow. So, yes. She was like, what do you mean there's a problem? Of course I'll drop it off. I'm like, well, the problem was I couldn't do it myself, which I normally would. It's like, no problem. I'll have the car. So, yeah. So that's...
Besides, who would actually want to keep one of those things? Yes, I enjoy sleeping with tubes up my nose, so it detects my... Who wants that?
Well, it's more along the line... It's like a library book. Because, I mean, this is equipment that they use to do their work, which they, you know, they generate income from. So if someone takes more time than allotted to hold onto this machine, that's other tests that are being postponed. That's disruption to their system. That's, you know, so, you know, it's
you check the card in the back of the book to make sure it's on time. And
right.
Yeah.
It's basically you have 5 days that's reasonable, and we're going to put a penalty in place to, you know, motivate you to move it along and send it back to us and not keep it for a month. You know, this ain't Netflix. This is a library. You know?
Netflix doesn't do that anymore either. They stopped that. They said, screw that. And they said, anybody that has, by the way, if anybody has like 50 of the Netflix DVDs, just keep them. They're yours now. They don't want them back.
I thought they were just letting everyone take 10 at the end, but you still had to return them by a certain date.
No, I thought you got to keep them.
No, that's not what I read.
Well, I
read there was still a deadline
better.
to send them back. There was like a
Okay.
deadline at the end of the service that you have to send them all back.
Okay. By the way, happy Thanksgiving, all Canadians.
Yes,
guys.
happy Thanksgiving.
Eat your turkeys.
So anyways, going back to Brian's thing, the problem was his old computer has an ancient hard drive. So I said to him, you ought to get yourself a solid state drive for the OS, because you know, you got the storage drives, but you need the OS drive. And you know, and so I sent him a link where you can buy a 3-pack, a 256 gig solid state drives, which is adequate for an OS drive on a server that's just holding. He bought a 2 terabyte solid state drive.
You know what? Sometimes 2 terabytes are like less than about $100 now. You can buy a cheap one. And by the way, Prime Day. There's Prime Day tomorrow on the 10th and 11th too. Things are gonna be hella cheap there too. But yeah, you can buy like a 2 terabyte for under $100 right now.
An Open Media Vault OS install is just, you know, he's
not
not
very
installing apps on these. I mean, 2 terabytes is way overkill.
Well,
But,
and I would
you know.
also recommend, I hope he has at least 8 gigs of RAM on there. 4 is okay, but I recommend more than that if possible.
Yeah, I mean, well, keep in mind he's just storing photos on there, so they're probably relatively small files.
He better have a decent
He's not streaming
card
video
on there too.
He's not streaming video, so he's.
Well,
he's
yeah.
just-
Is he using?
it's just a file storage server, so it should be
Is it
adequate.
a Wi-Fi or is he Etherneting it? Do you know?
Well, I know there's a Wi-Fi adapter in there because he ran into problems getting the Wi-Fi to connect from the Windows. And yes, Dune is absolutely right.
5 terabytes.
I do still have 2 broken 5 terabyte hard drives in my basement that I don't think there's anything I need off of those. I don't think I lost any data to those dying. They were awful. They were awful drives. They were so bad.
But yeah, I recommend him Etherneting that in if he can. If not, get a better adapter for it. Get like a, I don't even know, maybe a NetLink or a 3. I don't think 3com's even around anymore. Something cheap, something that has gigabit on it.
Yeah. So, anyways, the topic that I wanted to bring up.
Oh, I didn't look at the topic.
Well, I wanted to put a topic in, but sometimes if you put in a topic that is just a portion of what you talk about, it might show up in someone's YouTube search, and then they might be confused and angry that there's this 2-hour video that's not talking about. So I was going to put in something about Ektachrome, but I figured if I use the word Ektachrome in the show topic, that would confuse people on YouTube.
No, you say Ecto, right? Space
Ecto.
Chrome.
Ecto. No, it's
You know
Ecta.
why? No, yeah.
Ecto 1?
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why. I've been watching old episodes of. I've been watching the cartoon episodes of the real Ghostbusters the last week. So
Yeah.
Classic.
So,
yeah.
so anyways, I drove up to Maine last weekend,
Ooh.
the weekend before this past weekend, and visited Gothard, hung out with him for a weekend. And he's got a, well, did I talk about this last week? He's got the, because I came back.
I don't know. I was there for the last 5 minutes, so.
Yeah, I drove back last Monday and did and was back in time for the show. And talked about how we went to the Transportation Museum because Gothard's been driving around this Morris Minor. It's kind of a little toy car he's got from the 50s.
Did you say he went to the Transportation Museum?
Yeah, there's a Transportation Museum up in Owl's Head, Maine. And they let you in free if you bring a car to show. And so we got in free.
I would have brought my little DeLorean with me. Have a little, yeah.
It's got to be older than 20 years old, I think, which makes you start to feel really old when you start seeing 90s cars being shown in the parking lot there. But
you mean real drivey cars, not Matchbox cars?
Yeah, no, they're not going to let you in for free with a Matchbox car.
Why not? Did they say?
They said.
Can I borrow someone's like 1962 Corvette or something?
Hey, if I can get my 2003 Ford Taurus wagon back on the road again and shifting into gears other than first, I could show that car.
I could go visit your dad and get a Firebird or something from him.
And now Dune reminding me that the 5 terabyte drives did have one good thing. There was one good thing they had, and now I have to find the right button for that. No, it wasn't this button. That's not the good thing they have. That's the good thing that only certain sites has. Let's see, not
For God's sake, shut up!
No, that's not the Damn, where's that button?
I did buy some hookers the other day. No, not that button.
Not that button?
Not that button. I mean, maybe, but no.
Dinner was full!
No, not that button.
Pancakes is ready!
No, I don't think that's the that's
I don't think it's this button either.
That was great for.
No, not that one.
No.
Not that one either.
Oh my God! I think I pooped myself.
No, that's not the one.
Yeah,
that's
that's Pedge.
Jesus, look at those girls!
No, that's no, that's
Would you care to have a go on the arse bandit?
no, that's
I have big boobs and I like to touch myself.
No,
definitely not that one.
We sure that's not the one? It could be the one. That
if that's on your hard drive, I don't.
Oh, great! You're cheating on me with your stepbrother. Kurt. Oh, but you know what really hurts? He's not even cool. The guy having sex with my girlfriend has some sort of...
I'm not your girlfriend.
And we haven't had sex. You're not even cheating on me for sex? Oh, you just screwed up big time here, sister. Oh, did I just say sister?
That was a lot right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is why MTV's Undressed was the greatest TV show in the history of TV.
Oh.
I think that line right there sums it up. Apparently, I have lost my... Oh, here it is. This was the one good thing that we got out of the 5 terabyte hard drives.
Yeah.
And that it's going extra long because they've not been spun up in so long. They're still in the basement warming up.
Oh God. Yeah.
Anyways.
that was not a good drive.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think I mentioned last week I shot a roll of Ektachrome that expired in 1979. And there was a few problems with it. One, it jammed up, and two, the process that was used to color develop Ektachrome of the 70s and the early 80s was an E4 process, which is a little bit different from the current process that would develop newer Ektachrome, which is E6. And so I did some research, and I thought that the biggest problem between trying to process old Ektachrome film is that old Ektachrome film has a what's that layer called? The emulsion is a little more delicate than the emulsion of newer film, and so it melts off at higher temperatures unless you harden it. And I did a little research. The primary way to harden the emulsion back in those days was to use what's that stuff that you use
Cement?
on dead people?
Formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde. That's the word.
Yeah, because I remember my biology classes.
Dude wrote in porn. You use porn on dead people, Dune?
I was going to say ketchup, but yeah, it's formaldehyde.
So Dude's having sex with the dead people.
No, you did not say that.
And Warhawk's
You did not.
eating the dead people. We've got necrophilia and cannibalism all on the same show here. Well,
Hey, it is. Yeah, it is spooky.
Oh, there's
It is
Brian.
spooky month.
He says
it's fine.
Carl Jr. ad.
Carl's Jr. ad. Okay.
Oh, good. Wait, is it the Western Burger? Is it back?
I don't know.
Can the bacon barbecue Western Burger come back, please? Thank you.
I like the turkey burger commercial where they showed Miss Turkey in a bikini with little turkey burgers on it. I don't like the
So you like looking at turkeys with bikinis?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
Miss Turkey. She's from the country Turkey.
Oh. Is
She
that a Twitch
was,
stream?
And she was alive, but she was dripping ketchup on herself.
Was that a Twitch stream?
That was a TV commercial back.
There should be a Twitch stream. Where's Miss Turkey at?
Anyways, speaking of Miss Turkey, we got Brian in the house. Hey. So
You made it, Brian.
Mr. Turkey.
Mr. Turkey. Yes. Now.
Yes. Did you see my tweets? Did you see my tweets?
No. Yes. I saw there's a bush. You needed to trim your bush.
Correct.
Brian has successfully trimmed this. See, Dune's not seeing this though, so Dune has no idea that why we're talking about Brian trimming his bush.
Dune said that he is loud.
Oh. Well, that's normal.
Of course it is.
And he just disappeared.
Oh, Brian, where'd you go?
So anyways, I found a few things online that suggested other methods that could be used to harden the emulsion on older Ektachrome film without using formaldehyde. And so I bought those chemicals and I mixed them up and I used them. And I proceeded to try to
Did
develop...
they smell as good as formaldehyde does?
They smelled like film developing chemicals. I
Oh,
tried not
okay.
to smell them too much because they're probably not good for you. But anyways, so I was trying an E6 type of process, a alternate E6 process, running this hardener step first so that the emulsion wouldn't melt off. The problem is that the alternate hardener without formaldehyde that I was using was not enough to prevent the emulsion from melting off at 107 degrees. But it was enough to keep the emulsion from melting off at 85 degrees. But processing it with an E6 alternate process at 85 degrees resulted in the same results I was getting when trying to run it through a standard E6 processing kit at a lower temperature for an extended time, which is I ended up with a cyan-colored negative. So E6 processing just is not good enough and not close enough to process film that needs an E4 process. Plain and simple. But Brian killed his own session.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that, Brian?
I was killing extra tabs, and I got the wrong one.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure why I even did that. It's like, how did I hit that one? I mean, I was hitting the Twitter session. I was hitting the blank StreamYard session. Oh no, that's still there.
So I found,
Boing. There we go.
So I found an old document that I downloaded that's called "How to Compound Simplified Color Processing Formulas," edited by Patrick D. Dignan. And I don't know who Patrick is, and I don't know when this was typed, but this looks like something that was originally typed on a typewriter and then was scanned into a PDF document. Although the text is selectable, so it was converted to be actual text in the document, not just.
So it had a text recognition thing when they scanned it, or something.
Yeah, but like I see the edge of the page, so it's well here. Let me share the document.
OCR going on.
I don't think there's any previews that are gonna give me away this time. So, anyways, yeah. So there's the as you can see, it's like a scan of a page, but the text is selectable. And this, but I don't know when this document is from. But if I scroll down enough, it eventually does go into E4 processing, which is what Ectochromic...
How many pages is this bad boy?
Well, this page is about a lot of different color processing details. So I don't.
Is this like a PDF file?
Yes, it's so much.
Is there a right-click properties for it?
No, not at all. Why would a file have properties? Yes, of course there is.
Oh, okay.
That would tell me when the document was scanned, not when the original document was typed.
You know, you might be able to put in like the title of that in Google.
Well, but it does give you that that additional information of when it was scanned. I mean, if it was scanned 10 years ago, then you go, okay, it's at least 10 years old. Well, it wasn't scanned in yesterday, right?
Well, my properties just say it was created when I downloaded it, so I'd have to find some deeper details about the origins of the file. But
there's not any metadata on the thing in Adobe?
Well, I'm trying to talk about E4 processing, not PDF document metadata. So if I could get back on topic here.
We have multiple topics that go on. I did install this new super lightweight drive into my computer. Did you see that tweet?
Yeah, we already talked about that. You
missed
it, so I'm sorry.
And the funny thing is that when I went into Debian Lenny to see if I could,
there's a pizza place near the shore called Lenny's, and they have great
there
pizza.
you go. Anyway, so when I went into, okay, so the Windows side, I have Partition Magic, and I went into it. It says no. I don't even recognize it.
Oh, speaking of magic, do you like that Penn and Teller show? I love that show. Do you watch that?
The what's that one called?
Fool Us.
Oh, I have watched it. I haven't seen it lately.
I thought it's called bullshit something.
No, that's
Hey,
the old
BattleBots
show.
is back on. Not to change the subject.
Oh. I need more coffee, I think.
So you have
Yeah, get some more coffee.
Yeah, thank you.
We haven't even talking about the house yet. But anyways, so Brian, you got the XP side and the Linux side. And the
So I
Lenny
did
side.
the Linux as the XP side, and it didn't even recognize the drive. I went to the Linux side. Oh, the drive is there. I can use gparted to create a partition.
Yeah.
But then I went in, and the only thing it would do was be ext3. The ext4 did not exist in that version. It's
Well,
like, crap.
Why are you doing any of this with any of those? You rip that hard drive out. You put in the new 2 terabyte drive that's blank, brand new. You put it, and then you boot to your installer from a flash drive, and OMV will install the OS and set up the drive.
I know. I just wanted to look at it. In fact, I had to. Okay, so how big of a swap space would you put in?
For your
What's
drive?
the default setting?
Yeah, I
don't even know yet.
I
got two freaking terabytes to work with.
Brian, what you do, you create it, you put that 2 terabyte, set it up as your main drive, unplug all the others, set up that as your Linux, set that up, and just do default. Honestly, that's what you do. Just do everything default, and then set everything up. because
You wouldn't double the swap space since you've got a boatload of space.
No, just set default.
Just
There's
go
no
with
reason
default.
to. And what you could do with the other drive, are you still planning on putting Windows on that drive or not?
No, I'm not.
Good. You don't need Windows. It's a pain in the butt. You don't need it with
No,
Look at this.
Yeah.
A big time Windows guy says you don't need Windows.
No, Brian, there's a time and place for everything. Windows is great.
Did you,
I love Windows. I love Windows.
understand.
I love Windows. And
Did you see?
setting it
You
right
hear
on
what
Windows-
the CEO
Huh?
of Zoom did? You know, he wanted people back in his office, and he basically said his product was worthless.
Well, but I use Zoom every day, so it's
A lot of
it's
people
worth
using
something.
Zoom. I mean,
Oh, I know. Why would the CEO say something stupid like that?
Because he's probably gonna go somewhere else.
So what are they offering him for a golden parachute?
I don't know.
If you're a CEO, can you make your own golden parachute?
I went to a presentation that was done by the CEO of DEC Computers back before they were acquired by Compaq.
Okay.
And this guy got up there, and he was mostly talking to technical people. He was whining why their processor weren't as fast as the competition. Like, damn. Stop your fucking whining and get to work. You know, say something like, Larry Ellison would say, oh, yeah, my product can do that, even though it's a blatant fucking lie.
Well, I got to respect the honesty, but there's a time and a place. And when you're talking to your people that are developing the processors, that's when you whine about the fact that they're getting
a lot of these
the competitors. When you're talking to customers, you talk about what it can do and the pros. You know,
but he was talking to a lot of customers as well, but they were technical people.
Yeah. Well. Anyways,
I have a question, Gators. I have a question. Yes. So what about this was it S4 emulsion or S3 emulsion, whatever it is you're talking about?
Back to the original topic that I interrupted.
Yes. Let's
E4 emulsion. I'm sorry.
Everyone needs to place their bets now. How long it takes for this to get derailed again? But anyways, I have this document here that has a Well, actually, that's the simplified version, which is still here. We go. No, that's E3.
So Dune talking about your document here, the Area 51 stuff?
Yeah, I think that's what he's referring to.
But see, the thing is, there's nothing is redacted
somewhere in there.
So this document gives someone's modified E4 So at some point in time, when people needed to do E4 but needed a modified version because the original wasn't available, this was the modified version, which involves a pre-hardener, a neutralizer for the pre-hardener, a first developer, stop bath, wash, reversal exposure, basically expose it to light to do a second exposure, then do your color developer, rinse, stop bath, wash, bleach. See, there's a lot. Basically, pre-hardener, first developer, expose the light, second developer, bleach, fix, with a lot of washing in between all those steps. That's basically the gist of it. And what I was doing was very similar to that. I was trying to do a modified pre-hardener that didn't use formaldehyde. I had a first developer that I was using HC110 Delusion B, and then I was using a color negative process that had
no beer
for my second development. No beer for this. No, beer's good for a basic black and white development. That's about it. If you're gonna try to actually do some color development.
How about?
So who had 30 seconds?
How about Coca-Cola?
I had a minute 20.
There's no Coca-Cola in film processing.
No, that's to clean your car battery, or to make a glaze for a turkey.
So here's the pre-hardener.
Really, I've never tried that.
So basically, if I went through this, now they do say that you can make a modified pre-hardener that doesn't use formaldehyde.
Okay.
So we could ignore this formaldehyde step right here and go, well, what if we go to our first developer? Water, okay. Calgon, okay. Phenidone, I think I could get that. Sodium sulfite, I have that. Sodium carbonate, that's washing soda. Hydroquinone, yeah, I can get that.
Isn't that stuff that... Oh, never
Potassium
mind.
bromide, I have that. Sodium thiocyanate, I think I have that, or I could buy that. Sodium hydroxide, yeah, no problem. Basically, this first developer is a basic black and white developer. I could mix this up. This would not be a problem. Now the
Any MSG in that Gators?
No MSG.
What do they use for bleach?
Well,
Bleach?
before we
Standard chlorine bleach from Clorox or whatever.
No. This one uses a potassium ferrocyanide, potassium bromide, and disodium phosphate, monosodium phosphate.
Ferrocyanide. Damn.
Yeah, potassium ferrocyanide.
That was close.
Go back to the formaldehyde. That would be safer, right?
I think I bought some of that. I think you can get that on Amazon actually.
The cyanide?
Wait, let me check what I bought on. Ferrocyanide. Yeah, I bought potassium ferrocyanide off of Amazon because that was what I used in my hardener.
Sweet.
I have a canister of potassium ferrocyanide downstairs with a bunch of other chemicals. That is.
And then they talk about the bleach stacks. I was ahead of myself.
But over here is the problem. The color developer that I would need for an E4, sodium phosphate tribasic. I don't think that's a problem. Sodium hydroxide I have. Ethyl lenediamine sulfate. I believe that's. I think that's the ingredient where I ran into a problem. Where that's the stuff that I can't find anyone selling it, and when I Googled it, I found people basically saying that when they went asking someone that can get their hands on things about it, he said, well, you'd have to pay a lot of extra like hazardous material fees for me to get some of that in for you. And I also can't find citrozinic acid. I think that's
what did
one.
Wikipedia say about the stuff?
Well, let's take a look. Let me go ahead and copy the ethyl blah 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 sulfate. And
I know it.
I'm just wondering. Besides water, which of these chemicals you see people use in the TV show Breaking Bad?
Pretty much. Let's see. Well, I gotta pay.
I take it that's Gothard.
No, that's Warhawk.
That's Warhawk.
Warhawk. Oh.
Oh, thanks, Brian.
Sorry, man.
Detective, this is no going, and you tell me do things.
So.
No problem.
So I found.
Actually, Warhawk, I thought you were just a voice in my head.
So I found a Wikipedia article for ethyl lenediamine.
Oh.
So this isn't
secret
even with
messages.
So this
Area
isn't,
51.
So this isn't with sulfate. Ethyl lenediamine is the organic compound with the formula C2H4 parenthesis NH2 close parenthesis 2. This colorless liquid with an ammonia-like odor is a basic amine. It is widely used building block in chemical synthesis with approximately 500,000 tons produced in 1998.
Oh.
As the first member
there's
of the
500,000 tons made. You should be able to find some of it, right?
I should be able to find some, but this is without the sulfite, or the sulfate, or the.
Well, you add your own sulfite.
Sulfate. So,
sulfate.
But the point is that it's toxic. It's a signal word danger. Pictogram. It shows a flame. Skull and crossbones.
A pictogram and a flame. I don't think I'd buy that. I'm just,
Yeah, basically, there's a lot of warning. It's hazardous material.
Just go to your local pharmacy, right?
So basically, mixing up a proper color developer for an E4 process requires unobtainium. Now, I do have Kodak CD3. I do have that, but I can't get the rest of these chemicals.
Now, do you have good ventilation in your mad scientist lab?
Of course, I do this in my kitchen, so I can open up the kitchen window over the sink.
And put a fan in the window.
High off this stuff.
I'm not. Well, here's the thing. I'm not buying this highly toxic stuff. I'm only buying the normal toxic stuff.
I wonder why my sink has 3 more holes in it. I just wonder.
Right.
So, anyways, the point is that I'm at a dead end when it comes to my, and I still have like 5 to 10, somewhere in between 5 and 10 rolls of E4 Ektachrome, and the only thing I could do was process it as a black and white at this point, because and when I do process it as a black and white, it doesn't come out very good. So the roll that I shot last week, it turns out it was so jammed that when I thought I had used up half of the roll before it started jamming, it wasn't rolling the film at all.
Oh no, you wasted a whole film.
So I only got a very little bit of footage of Gothard driving his Morris Minor. I was shooting it from the car behind his car. I got a few seconds of that, and then the rest of the roll was me trying to use up the rest of the roll, because I thought half the roll was left, and I was just shooting that to have stuff to test with. So it turned out really I shot the whole roll just driving around, looking at trees in the road, and it didn't come out very good. I'll show you the only thing that I felt was worthwhile at all of capturing off of the roll, and that is a few seconds of Gothard's car. And you'll see that it's jamming up because the frames are shaking. You'll see there's some stain issues. I think that's the hardener that I used. I think the hardener, I didn't agitate it up to prevent streaking.
Play it.
Yeah. So there's...
Holy shit.
Earthquake!
That's old-timey, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
hold
kind
the camera still. No, that's not the camera.
Well, it's part of it's the camera itself. Maybe I'm in a car, so I might be shaking the camera a little bit too. But a lot of the shakiness is
right. So, do you have any
jamming.
clips that went poorly?
I thought I just showed you one.
No. That would even be worse.
Everything.
That would be worse than this. Oh, this is great, right?
This is well. The rest of it's like that, but without a car in front. But
right.
that's so yeah.
Oh, I wish I grabbed the little video clip of the vortex.
Yeah,
that I told you on Twitter.
Yeah,
that's on that computer. Well, actually, I backed it up to a memory stick.
Something for next week. So as you've seen, I've gotten really good at getting really bad images off of really old film.
Yes.
But I mean, I have also. If we go back 2 years ago, I actually got some decent footage off of fresh film. Heck, not even 2 years ago. If you go back, I mean, I got some good footage from San Francisco.
Yeah.
Off of that fresh Tri-X film.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just to remind everyone, if I go and I buy brand new film, I get stuff that's looking more like this. That's now. I think the scan. No, that's a black
and white film anyway, right?
Right. That's a black and white film. We're not going to get any color off of that, but that is a beautiful image. So that's what I can get off a brand new film. And 2 years ago, I shot a roll of fresh Ektachrome because Kodak still lists Ektachrome for sale on their site.
So we went to a camera store the other day to get some photos done to put up on the wall, 8 by 10, 11 by 14, blah, blah, blah. My wife was actually doing the work, putting it in the machine, and, most of it was digital. There were some negatives that she brought in to have done as well. Anyway, so I was looking around, and they had some cheap cameras. They're basically like the old Instamatic.
Okay.
But this one was for 35 millimeter film.
Uh-huh.
And it was half frame.
Okay. Interesting.
So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's like, so why don't they sell? And I didn't even look at the price. It was pretty cheap, though.
Okay.
But I was thinking, why don't they have cheap movie cameras that would take those cartridges?
I don't know. But anyways, as you can see here, if I get fresh color Ektachrome film, it comes out beautifully, even developing it myself with a kit. I mean, that's...
But how old was this shot?
I shot this 2 years ago on Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was fresh film and
everybody dressed
good
up
developer.
Like, they did back in the 60s and 70s. That would look like a real vintage film.
Yeah. Just tell everybody this year, Gators, to dress like they would in the 60s. And everybody wear like a pilgrim hat or something.
Exactly.
There you
go.
go.
Roll out that burnt orange carpet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shag carpeting.
I had that in my old apartment.
So
this house that I'm living in, must have had burnt orange carpet because there's this little remnant that's on the step on the garage.
So
I mean, the main carpet of the house is long gone when we bought the place.
That's great. So anyways, the reason I showed that was because
there was a reason.
Yes, because I kind of like, after shooting that cart and getting like awful results and getting like really grainy footage from old film, I'm like, you know what? I want to shoot some fresh film again because I so the thing is that Kodak makes 5 types of Super 8 film. They make 3 different speeds of Vision 3 film, which is a color negative film, so you'd have to scan it and invert it. They make the Tri-X, which is black and white, and they make the Ektachrome, which is the color reversal, like I just showed, that you could project and do a reversal development of and still develop, no problem. Every store that sells this stuff has been sold out for like a year now. So I know there were some problems with people complaining about the cartridges jamming, and Kodak was doing some experiments and work on trying to tweak and fine tune the
Maybe they were
cartridges
sick
to
of
not jam.
taking returns.
So the rumor was that the reason why stocks were low was because Kodak was tweaking the cartridges to fix the jamming, and they'd be starting up production again soon. But months have dragged on. So at this point, I checked Kodak's website to see if they still list the stuff, because you start to worry when you've not seen it for a year anywhere.
Yeah.
What if Kodak decided to throw in the towel and said, "Oh, fuck it, who cares about Super 8? This is, we're selling 35 millimeter by the thousands to movie makers in Hollywood. We don't need to dick around with this 50-foot cartridge bullshit." So I pulled down Kodak's latest price list. They still list those 5 films on their price list, which was last updated at the beginning of September of this year, so about a month ago.
Pretty recent.
Yeah, it's like $32 for a roll of Vision or Tri-X and $42 for a roll of Ektachrome, which is expensive. Ouch. But it's not like I'm going to shoot fresh film all the time. This is for special occasions. And I was curious, so but Kodak doesn't have a website, a web store. You have to call them. So I called them up, and I waited on hold, and they said, "Well, we're not going to let you wait on hold anymore. Leave a message after the beep and hang up. Get off our line." So I reluctantly.
They're like, "We're tired of you waiting. Go away."
Yeah, well, they do the thing where it's like, if you'd rather leave a message rather than wait on hold, please press 1, and someone will call you back in the order. And I'm like, dude, I've got nowhere to be. I'm on vacation this week with nothing to do. I'll wait on hold. And then they finally get to a point where they're like, you have to leave a message and hang up. So I left the message, I hung up, and like 30 seconds later, my phone rings.
Good. Look at that. That's awesome.
Jesus.
So I pick it up. It's someone from Kodak. And I said, "Yeah, I just want to know if you're still selling, Super 8 film." And she said,
"Did they laugh?"
No, she didn't laugh. She said, "Well, we've got this, that, and then." She listed the things. She said, "Our Tri-X is back ordered. We're not taking orders for Tri-X. We don't know when we're going to have that." But go ahead.
It's kind of funny that the Super 8 film is freaking back ordered.
Well, not back ordered, out of stock or delayed the thing is, I think there's still. I think Tri-X is probably one of their higher demand stocks for Super 8.
That's something you never would think you'd hear these days.
I mean, well, the thing is I think they've been working on fixing the cartridge problem, and they've just started production again. So they're trying to. I don't know. She said it's been out for a while, and I said, "Do you have an estimate?" I won't hold you to anything, but what's your estimate? And she said, "Well, I don't want to give an estimate because they were telling us it would be back in September, and that's what I told people. And then they called back in September, and then they were telling us October, so I had to tell those people who called back October. And now I got people that are getting upset at us because they're calling back and we still don't have it." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll try next year." And she said, "Oh, I don't think it'll be that long." I'm like, "It's October. You've said it's a matter of months. There's not many months left of this year." And she's like, "Oh my God, I need to do my Christmas shopping." So it was a nice,
that's the right answer right there. I didn't do Christmas shopping. She's like, "Oh crap."
It's like, oh my God, you're right. I didn't even, when I said I'll try again next year, she was thinking a year. And I'm like, no, next year as in January, which is right around the corner. But she said there's a slight delay on the Ektachrome, but we're taking orders for Ektachrome again. We weren't taking orders for it, and the Vision stock is in stock. So I ordered, since I was going to order Tri-X and Ektachrome, but since there's no Tri-X, I ordered more Ektachrome. So I ordered 5 rolls of Ektachrome, and I ordered 2 rolls of the Vision 3. One at an ASA of 50, the other one at 200. Just curious. I wanted to shoot those 2 rolls. Let's kind of try them out. They're going to be color negative, so I have to scan them in. I can't project them, but I may as well, I've got the chemicals to process it. I may as well try it. And I know that the Ektachrome will do what I want it to do, which is give me a color movie I can project. So, so now I thought it was going to be, a while for the Ektachrome to come in because she said there's a slight delay on that. But then she said, okay, let me send that over, and I'll send you an email and let you know when it's shipping. And she sends me an email and says, everything's in stock. It's shipping today. And sure enough, today I received a FedEx package because FedEx works on Mondays. And I got 5 brand new rolls of Ektachrome and 2 rolls of Vision 3 film. Yeah. So that was quite exciting that I have brand new Ektachrome Super 8 film.
Excellent.
You know what just started playing in my head, Gators?
What?
Kodachrome by Paul Simon.
Yeah, they don't make that anymore.
Yeah. Zoe's in the chat room. Hey, Zoe.
Hello, Zoe. But there is a dude in England who's actually been doing a lot of experiments in color processing Kodachrome, named Adrian Cousins. He came up with some really great methods of black and white reversal cathinol processing of Kodachrome, but his latest experiments have been to do color processing of it again. And he's still, it's funny, the difference between me, who doesn't have a clue what I'm looking at, and an expert like him. Because I'm like, oh my God, it's a color movie. It's Kodachrome. You did it. Congratulations. Mission accomplished. And he's like, the yellow's off a little bit. Oh, I got to fine tune it. And then he goes and tests different things. Like, he's not done. He's still fine tuning. He's not happy with his results. And I'm like, dude, it's a color movie. You did it. You developed Kodachrome in color. Congratulations. You're like I can count on one hand how many people can do that. Dune writes in, did you work today, John? No, I did not. You know what? Did my comment come off snarky? I guess there's a side of me, the retail side of me, that used to work at Walmart on Mondays and get pissed off I couldn't do banking. Of course, I've been having those same Mondays off for so long, I have no room for snarky comments. So thank you for putting me in check there, dude. Yeah. I need to lose the snark there. But it was nice. I had today off after taking last week off, so it kind of extended up my vacation a little bit. But tomorrow I got to wake up early and take the train into the office because not only is it back to work, but it's back to work on a Tuesday, which is my day to go into the office.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But which is still less travel than Dunes had to do, because I messaged. I was so looking forward to yesterday's show. I had queued up Talking Heads Burning Down the House for the opening song, and I was so excited about that.
Has Dune gone gallivanting across the country?
And he sent me a picture from an airplane.
Nice! I approve.
So I said to him, all right, I guess I'll go back to screaming at capacitors. Speaking of which, I've got my Game Gear working again.
Yay!
Oh,
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Did you replace the capacitors in it?
Well, a long time ago, I bought a capacitor replacement kit for the Game Gear and put it with the Game Gear, because I bought a Game Gear that was still powering on and working. Because if you're going to fix something up, if you start with one that's already working, there's going to be less surprises. But when I did my research about the Game Gear, even if it's still working, they say that you should still fix it up because apparently it's been well known that when Sega designed and made the Game Gear, there was a flaw in their capacitor design that they have broken down even like more consistently and even more than standard capacitors.
Is your screen getting really dim on yours? 'Cause I hear that's a big problem too after a long time.
Yes, and but that's not the screen, that's the capacitors actually.
Is it?
It worked when I got it, but then when I went to turn it on again recently, it was really dim and I couldn't see anything on it. And the sound stopped working too. That's the other problem that comes up frequently. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to do my capacitor kit on this. Now, me being... these are small capacitors on small boards with small pads. The YouTube videos make it look really easy because they use microscopes to capture the video. So you see these nice big metal pads that they put a nice, and they're like, oh, I could do that. And then you stare down this tiny little board.
You're like, I don't, what happened?
And the thing is that if you break it on the first capacitor, you may as well save yourself the trouble of doing the next 10 or so. So I've been doing like 2 or 3 capacitors at a time, put it back together, see if it still turns on. And so I've not done, so I did 3 or 4 capacitors on the main board, put it back together. Not only did it still turn on, but the picture was back to its normal level of awful. Because let's face it, the Game Gear never had very good.
Actually, there
graphics.
are mods for that game. There are massive mods, upgrades for that Game Gear.
You can buy, yes. There are LCD replacement
There's
screens.
LCD screens, and for the batteries, people put have what is it? A rechargeable lithium ion and a USB-C port you can mod into it now.
I'm going a little old school, and I'm going to try to fix up the external battery pack, the vintage external battery pack, by replacing the battery that's inside that pack.
Yeah.
You could get a TV tuner for that.
Yeah, good luck tuning anything in.
Isn't
all analog,
isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
Well, I knew that. And I knew that because when I bought mine, mind you, I had one back in the day, and then I sold it off in college.
I never had one. A friend of mine had one that I played with.
But when I had one, I wanted to get the TV tuner for it, but I was forbidden from buying that because my dad for a long time held to the traditional values of you do not get to have a TV in your room. When I was growing up,
Game Gear, what do you
When I was a kid, we grew up. We had one TV that the family shared. It was downstairs. So we all took turns, and your bedroom was where you went to sleep. You know, that was.
And then today you got basically every kid that has a cell phone.
So you know how I got So you know how I fixed that. I figured, well, because I tried to talk Dad into it several times. Let me have a TV. I'll buy it. You could take it away if I don't.
Yeah, because according to that Wikipedia listing, it was only about $100.
Right, but so that was one of the attempts that failed.
I mean, what did the Game Gear cost? Right?
I don't remember, but so at some point I reached a point where I was really frustrated because I felt I like. Here's the other thing that pissed me off was my mom had a TV in her room when she was in high school, and I was getting to the point that I was getting to be that age. And it's like Mom had it, but Dad felt very strongly about that, so he wasn't having it. So I decided.
Here would have been the better thing is that you say, okay, I'm going to go to a friend because he has a TV at his place, and I can watch what I want to watch over there.
That doesn't get me.
And if you did that enough, he might say,
no.
At least I'd rather have you in the house, and then.
I'm not even going to bother.
Sure.
No,
that's a what if.
First of all, that doesn't help me any. And second of all, I can only go over to friend's house indoors with my parents' permission, which generally was...
And how old were you at that time?
Well, then again, by high school, I was easing up. But still, generally, my parents want to know where I am when I'm living at their house, even in
So
high
you're going
school.
to John's house or whatever, or Buddy's house.
Yeah, by then
whatever.
I could have. But then again, I wasn't... My friends weren't in my neighborhood. And also, keep in mind, I didn't start driving until college. So I was at the mercy
You didn't have a bicycle?
My friends weren't a bike ride away. going to a Catholic school kind of pulled from a population that was spread out a bit more. So, you know, my friends that I'd hang out with were were you know, a town or two over. You know, we were spread. Remember, I wasn't very socially competent in school.
So Brian, when you would tell your parents, well, John, what Sammy over there has a TV in her room, your parents would basically say, yeah, but I'm not Sammy's parents. I mean, does that sound very familiar, Gators? Does that sound really familiar?
Oh, yeah, well, that
sounds
line.
really familiar, doesn't it?
Anyone who's a parent uses that line at some point. You know.
I'm not so-and-so's parent.
Well, life's not fair, and they're not your parents, I am, and, you know, blah, 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 do as they say, not as I do. And,
pretty much.
Fuck you and your little TV.
When I was a senior in high school, and a friend of mine had been going to a community college because he was a year older, I went with him from the high school to the community college, which was a couple of towns over. And I got in trouble because the word didn't get back to my folks that I was going to be doing that.
Huh.
Oh.
And the thing that I would have never told them, oh, yeah, we went to that community college. I was on the back of his motorcycle.
Oh.
There you go. That works.
So
never told them that.
So anyways, I reached a point where it's like I decided that the best way to deal with this TV problem was to keep in mind, my dad's argument was growing up, he didn't have a TV. That's not the way his family did things, blah, blah, blah. So I went to his parents and asked them for their feedback. So my grandparents were over for some sort of a family event the same day that there was this yard sale that I wanted to buy a TV from. It would be a small little thing, sit on my desk. I had a spot for it. I had the money. And Dad was like, no, you know how I feel about TV. So I was pissed. So my grandparents were over. I asked them, hey, let me get your opinion on something. Do you think I should be allowed to own a TV?
You went over your dad's head. Oh my God.
I went over my dad's head.
I'm sure he loved that one.
I didn't expect this to work, but I was curious what they would say because, you know, grandparents spoil the grandchildren, but also supposedly they're the ones that instilled these values into my dad that he was holding me to. So I really wanted to kind of get their feedback or their take on this. I was curious how this would play out. So I asked my grandparents, do you think I should be allowed to have a TV in my room? And my grandfather played the practical card, took the bait, and said, well, I guess I'd ask you, do you have a place to put it? And I said, well, yeah, I've cleared up a spot on my desk that would, you know, hold a little TV that's for sale. Okay, I guess the next question I ask you is, do you have the money to buy a TV? Well, yeah, there's a TV, little tabletop TV radio combo that's being sold at a yard sale for $25. I have $25 I saved up from, you know, chores and stuff. And he goes, yeah, I guess you should own a TV. I would think so, but you know what? And
how old were you?
I'm sure your dad gave the death stare.
Now, I was smart enough to have this conversation out of earshot of Dad. I didn't want to give him the chance to shut this down.
And how old were you at that point?
You know, I don't remember. This may have been pre-high school, but not by much. This might have been like 8th grade, 7th grade, even.
Yeah, I would say
8th grade, freshman year, somewhere around there. You know, those teen years.
And then you could say, or should I learn how to play the drums?
Well, then my grandfather goes on and says, turns to my grandmother and says, hey, wait, don't we still have that black and white TV up in the storage space there? She goes, oh, yeah, we still have that one there. Yeah, we can give you that one. Would you like that one? I'm like, you have to clear that with my dad first. Oh, we'll talk to him. So that evening, after the family event, now mind you, I didn't go back to my dad and throw this in his face.
No, you say, okay, parents, dad's parents taking care of that. I'm staying far away from the table right now.
I was just like, let's see where this goes.
Let's simmer on this one, see where it goes.
Let's see what I stirred up here. I'm gonna keep quiet about this one. And that evening, after the event was over and people left, Dad said, and he was he wasn't angry, but he wasn't happy. He said, so your grandparents talked to me today, and they have a TV they'd like to give you. And I'm going to let them, but, if you don't do this and you don't do that and this and that and the, I'm like, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
You didn't say, "Ha ha, Dad, my plan worked."
It was one of the few times in my life that a plan like that didn't blow up in my face. It was amazing. I don't know how I pulled that off. And Zoe writes in, I had an old black and white TV in my room. The downstairs was color. Now, I think, what is it? In England, you have to have a license for a TV, and the black and white ones are cheaper than the color. Is that true? Or
there is a TV fee I think they have over there. It's kind of like it's kind of like cable, but for like over the air.
And it's kind of the thing where like you might get a knock on the door and they ask you how many TVs you have, and you say none, and then they ask about the big antenna on your roof.
That just tell them that you're talking to aliens.
Yeah,
they'll understand.
The aliens. Yeah, that's how they communicate.
I knew a guy, and this is back in the TRS-80 days. He was using a long wire radio receiver plugged into his computer. A TRS-80.
Okay, that works.
It was like 5 miles long.
Oh wow,
that's fine.
5 miles.
Yes.
How
you could calculate the frequency off of that he was going for.
So Zoe writes in that's right, but you only need one license per household. Oh, so I guess you'd only get the discount if all the TVs are black and white.
Yeah.
What if there was a sale on color TVs, but you didn't want to pay the extra fee for the license, and you promised to turn the color setting all the way down and only watch it in black and white? Honor system, pinky swear. Well,
I know.
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
There's a color license and a black and white license? I thought it was just the TV license just to watch TV, period.
Well, I guess you got a discount on the black and white, but it covers the whole household. But if the one or multiple TVs are all black and white, you pay the discount rate for the black and white license.
Damn.
So it's a way to save money. So it was, I think that was a reason that black and white TVs stayed in fashion for longer in England, because it would save you money on the license. I don't know how much of a motivation that was. I'm just a dumb American talking about British taxes.
Racer says here in Sweden you had to have a TV license.
I think it's the way. I think it's the way in a lot of Asian countries too. I know.
Yeah.
What is it? The NHK goes around to people's houses in Japan and some other places. So,
that wasn't that in Singapore, but you have to pay this COE so you could drive a car. The current rate is about $100,000.
U.S.
Well, that's going to be close. I mean, that was Singapore dollars, but so it'd be more like $80,000.
So how much is it if they caught you without having it?
You're going directly to prison.
Well, at least you have free room and board, right?
Yes, and free lashes.
Yeah, there's but Brian, you were exempt as you were exempt as an old man. You had the old man exemption, right?
Oh, for that, yeah. But I didn't have a car, didn't use it, didn't need it.
Right. Yeah. Zoe writes in that black and white licenses were about a quarter of the price of the color, if I recall correctly.
What if you just had a receiver that picked up analog airwaves and no TV? Would that work?
I don't know.
Okay.
What was funny was I remember, what was it, Channel 7, I think. The audio of Channel 7 would come in at the high range of an FM tuner.
Yeah.
And so I remember I used to listen to TV programs on my FM tuner that way.
I mean, I could pick up TV stations on my ham radio, so if I really wanted to. I don't. I could do it. There's like 2 stations I can pick up. But
Anyways, so that was the TV. Why was I telling the TV story?
Because you were talking about your tubes
the
and
Game Gear. The Game Gear, the TV tuner for the Game Gear. One of my failed attempts to get a TV in my room because when I bought the Game Gear pack, it came with a coupon to get the TV tuner half off. And
dude, I would so done that and not said a word.
No. Well, the thing is I got the Game Gear when I graduated from 8th grade. So I got the TV in high school. Okay, that helps me gauge it because I couldn't buy the Game Gear TV tuner. So the TV happened later. So yeah, I was in high school before I got a TV.
I still wouldn't have told my parents. I would just take it. I just would have done it.
Well, the thing is that I wasn't. I guess at some point I could have gotten myself to a store in high school and bought it. But at the time, the summer of at 8th grade, me and my peers were not driving yet, so I wasn't getting to a store unless my parents took me to a store.
Oh, you didn't have like a Woolworths or something close to you? You could just like...
I had nothing in walking distance. No.
No biking, no walking. That sucks.
No. Well, I didn't bike out of my neighborhood because it was a busy street to get to the where the stores were. I guess I could have, but I never did. I never biked on busy streets. I always biked a bike path around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I never. Yeah, so no, I didn't, and even the stores that were in our neighborhood is basically a grocery store, drugstore, things like that. Nothing that was selling video games. Yeah, no, I had no way to stealthily buy the Game Gear TV. But
and
the
there
point
wasn't
is,
by my mail. Was there catalogs or something? You think?
But I changed after changing 3 capacitors and putting it 3 or 4 capacitors and putting it together to test, make sure it was still working. Screen is lighting up as normal again, and so I still got to work my way through some more capacitors to finish the job. But
I would finish it.
I've already made it workable again, and then I decided, well, since I got the screen working, let's pull out the audio board and do that one next because that was only like 5 capacitors. And that was a bitch because those are some tiny capacitors in tight spaces. But I got the sound working again. So that job's done. So the only thing that's left is like another 5 capacitors on the main board. And then also I have a set of capacitors for the power supply board. But I'm not having any power issues. And I'm kind of wondering if I should, leave well enough alone on the power side because...
I would say, Gators, if you're going to redo your battery, I would go ahead and do those power ones as well, because that's going to deal with the battery as well.
Well, the battery just feeds the same power connector that the AC adapter feeds.
Yeah.
So it's and that's what I'm using at the moment. I'm not throwing in 6 double A's in there for like 20 minutes of battery life.
Remember that? You spilled it up. You get in the car. 25 minutes later. I guess I'm not playing Spinball. It's Sonic Spinball anymore. I guess that's done.
Well, pretty early on, I don't know if it was... I know I bought that popular pack. They had the Sonic Sports pack that it came with a carrying case and the Major League Baseball game.
The carrying cases for those things were so cool.
Yeah. They had all the little straps to hold
they were pretty cool.
12 games in place.
Yeah.
I don't even know that they made 12 good games for them. Actually, they made a lot of good games. I didn't even realize.
I really like Sonic Spinball.
They made a lot of Sonic games for that.
Yeah, Sonic Spinball was a really good game for that. Yeah. Was Double Dragon on it? I want to say Double Dragon was on it. Fatal Fury was on it, I think. I think that was on there. There were some good games for it, but... Shinobi was on it, too.
But anyways, what I had...
I like Shinobi. That was a good game.
What I had was I had this. And this is a battery pack that's an external brick that had a cord attached to it that plugged into the power connector on the Game Gear. Now, it did have a clip on it, so you can clip it to your belt. But generally, I mostly played the Game Gear at home sitting, in a chair in my room. So just let that sit on the table. So, yeah, it was a little bit of a drag to have a tethered battery pack for your handheld, but it worked. And the one I bought more recently has this, but it won't take a charge anymore. But I opened it up, and it basically has a rechargeable battery inside of it that disconnects. They even had a connector that I could disconnect to take out the internal battery.
So in theory, you could replace it with a new battery.
I already ordered one on Amazon that has the same specs and is roughly the same size. So
Cool.
my theory is I get this new battery during the week or next week from Amazon. I clip the wires and solder on the right type of connector that I'll clip off the old battery. Connect it.
You don't think it'll have the right connector?
No, I don't think it will.
Okay.
Because the picture of it looks different.
So the Game
It's
Gear
the same
is
voltage and
mobile,
stuff.
right?
Yes. I'm sorry. What?
Game Gear is mobile, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to have the Sega Genesis, and every time I think about Sega, it reminds me of that stupid, shitty fucking game I had on the Genesis called Sewer Shark. What a piece of
that was on Sega CD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, say that.
Yeah,
I hated Sewer Shark with a passion. Oh, by the way, if you check out Twitch this month, it's a spooky month, a lot of people are playing Night Trap. You watch people play that. That is a fun game to watch. But
the
Sewer
reason
Shark
why they
pissed
had
me off. I always got freaking. Pardon me. I have to rant. I got so mad at Sewer Shark. I threw someone's CD across the room because I'm like, I'm sorry, this game is crap. I keep getting lost, and it made me so mad. Okay, done. Rant over.
Yeah, it was poorly written or made, and the reason why it was on CD was because it had like live actors in the game.
That's the same. It came at the same time as Night Trap as well. But Night Trap was the one that everybody banned because of all the girly scenes. But you know. Okay, Gators,
Damn,
I'm sorry.
Should have had that game.
Yeah, you should have gotten that game instead.
Sparky writes in, I remember CBS Channel 6 was on lower half of FM BAM out of Philadelphia. Actually, that's probably what I was tuning in, because the gap between 6 and 7 is huge, because that's the difference between the lower VHS band and the higher VHS band. And I lived closer to New York than Philadelphia, but we could get in Channel 6 with Snow, which was actually ABC. And generally was playing the same thing as Channel 7. So I think I was actually getting in Channel 6 on my FM tuner. So Sparky's probably talking about the same thing I am. Although I thought CBS was Channel 10. And Brian, you notice you got the PBS also on Channel 6. So yeah, Channel 6's audio comes in on an FM tuner, except that, well, that's not relevant anymore. Sparky writes in, has anyone else noticed the new software upgrade for Google Chrome now tells you the memory your tabs are using if you just hover over them? No, I've not noticed that feature yet. Yeah, you're right. And Zoe says it should just simply say too fucking much use Firefox.
Yeah, I use Firefox.
Firefox is not that great, though, by the way.
I love me some Firefox.
I have a love-hate thing with Firefox.
Yep, it's my main browser.
Me too.
I use Chrome when I have to, or Edge when I have to, which is basically the same browser.
I'm using Chrome right now for Twitch. Firefox, it's just, I don't know why Firefox does not like Twitch. Maybe Twitch has too much.
I have no problem with Firefox and Twitch.
I've started using Opera on my work computer because upper management ordered IT to force the home pages of the browsers that we use to be the company announcement site, and to lock it down so that you can't change. And my workflow at work was based around what tabs I had open, and my browser was set to, when I close it and reopen it, to open the same tabs I had when I last closed it. And that way, you know, if I had like a Microsoft site with a process I'm trying to work through to build a new image and different thing, or if there's a ticket that I'm still paying attention to, I had a tab open with a ticket. So my workflow was disrupted by this change. And when I complain, like, why is this being crammed down our throats? Why can't I set my settings on my work computer to meet my needs? I was told this order came from upper management. There's nothing we can do. So I tested Edge, Chrome, and Firefox all do this. So I downloaded and installed Opera. Opera doesn't. So now I use Opera on my work computer. So so that I can actually keep track of what I'm working on. Until basically now what I have to do is I have to wait for people to complain, tell them to open tickets, build them up so I can go to upper management with 20 tickets complaining about this to see if I can get them to back the fuck off.
Sparky says chicks dig Chrome.
Did I?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Those chicks, they Chrome. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Do they get Chrome? I have Chrome on my phone.
Well,
I never saw Firefox on my phone. But
all I know is I can't use I can't use StreamYard with Firefox because if I use StreamYard on a Firefox browser, it won't let me set my sound device to something different from the default in my Windows install.
Well, I'm able to set sound devices.
Well, my problem with Twitch and Firefox is that, like say, when I'm watching Dune's show at 5-Hit at Saturday, or your guys' show Sunday, or
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Speaking of, are you? Oh no, Crumb killed him.
Oh
no!
Oh my God.
Crumb hurt you. They killed you.
Hey, he's back.
Huh?
You're back.
Yeah. We were having a connection problem, so I closed the VPN because I'm not downloading any torrents anyways.
Oh.
And it took a little longer to reconnect than I thought.
Oh, you're VPNing.
I was hoping it was going to be seamless. Well, yeah. After I got after about the third nastygram from Comcast, I
I've
decided
never gotten one of those before.
I decided it was none of their fucking business what I'm doing in my house.
Crap.
And they can go fuck themselves. So I bought a VPN so that my ISP and other people will leave me the fuck alone.
Are we sponsored by NordVPN?
Let me see. We are sponsored by who? Are we sponsored by? We're not sponsored by anyone, but we do endorse ExpressVPN.
If you want to send money to the show, we will be happy to take it.
Yes.
Gator.
Yes.
There
More than
is one
$60
sponsor.
worth.
Okay.
The duct tape.
Duct tape. Yes, we are sponsored by Duct Tape. And we're also sponsored by the J Squared robot.
Whoa.
And now the J Squared robot tries to have sex with a porcupine.
Whoa, it's a porcupine. I can't wait to feel my robotic cock in his prickly behind. Whoa.
I do not endorse this.
Ouch. Whoa, I killed him. Whoa,
that
was
is
some hot
not an
sex,
endorsement.
Though. Whoa.
Well, I don't think that's what a porcupine really sounds like anyways, so I clearly...
Before, during, or after.
Sparky writes in, okay, time for the can of worms. Johnny, what is the latest with your boss wanting to revamp the conference room setup? Well, I've been out of the office all the last week, so Jimmy cracked corn, and I don't care.
Until Monday, until Tuesday.
That's a problem for tomorrow, Gators. But tonight, Gators, I am chillaxing and hanging out with family. I've been spending time with family is what I've been doing this week.
Yay!
And
you should.
Let me reintroduce you to my family as I start up The Sims 4. So yeah, I've been.
Oh, wait, are you playing 4?
Yes, I've been playing 4.
Why are you playing 4? I thought you played 2.
Well, I haven't touched my 2 file in a while. I play 1, I play 2, I play 4. I tried to start a 3, but that was just too much. But 4 is... I really don't have many packs in 4, and 4 is really built around buying packs. And I just don't play it enough to justify buying... Basically, I bought a deal that it came with the Seasons pack, so I get Seasons and Holidays. And so that's... and they do updates. Like now, it used to be that you got a baby that was in a crib that the only thing you could do is feed it and change its diaper, and it stays in its little crib that it comes in, and then that would age to a toddler. Well, they invented another baby stage between newborn and toddler, where it comes where you have to buy a crib because a baby will not sleep in its newborn baby crib, and it won't sleep in a toddler bed. So and a toddler will only sleep in a toddler bed and not a full bed and not in a crib. So you got different types of furniture you have to keep buying.
So you didn't do what everybody else did and download the pack with everything?
Well, I bought legit copy of The Sims 4 because I figure with connecting online stuff, I didn't want to get caught or busted or I don't know. I don't know much about pirating The Sims 4. I don't know. What I do know is pirating current games that have online elements is probably tricky and can probably get you banned. So I just don't want to fuck with that. So it's like if I'm going to play The Sims 4, I'm going to price it. I'm going to see what and there was a pack that was a fair price that came with things, and I bought it. Now, when it comes to like adding on more packs, that's a little more than I want to spend. So I've not done the whole upgrading and buying more packs.
Can't you do like thousands of dollars worth of the packs now?
Oh, there are so many packs, and there's ones that get better ratings than others. But even so, it's like what they add. I could see like doing that for a week and like okay, I'm bored. Like you could go to school with your Sims and they go to class at school, But yeah, so I've been spending time with my family. I abandoned Laurel and the elderly couple she was living with and went back to my original family with Old Man Gators. And now Old Man Gators is living the life as a ghost. He's actually died twice now because he became a ghost. He died. He became a ghost. And then I brought him back to life with Ambrosia. And then he died again, and I brought him back as a ghost again, and I've just let him stay a ghost living in the household. And the thing is that when you bring the Sim back as a ghost, you have to remarry your spouse because the marriage ends with death. So that means that
death do us part.
That means that Liberty has married Old Man Gators 3 times now.
Wow.
Nice. So there's that, and there's 2 headstones in my backyard. I don't know what's buried in them. I guess I'm left. No, but my son-in-law keeps walking back there to mourn periodically. I don't know why he keeps doing that. In fact, at some point,
there's dad.
At some point in time, I had to hide them as urns in the attic to stop my son-in-law because I had a bunch of kids and I've moved out 3 of the kids. And so I still have 2 kids. I have an adult daughter and a teen son or a young adult son at this point, I think. I don't know. He's a teen still. He's still going to school. So at this point, the household, you know what? Let me share the screen. Let me introduce you to my family. They're all sleeping right now.
So wake them all up. Set off the fire alarm. That'll wake everyone up.
So let's start by looking at my house. So this is my house, and you'll see that we keep the space. We build a pad on the roof where we keep the spaceship, because Liberty Gators is an astronaut working in a career. Right now she is a alien goods trader.
Do you have the time machine one? I know there's a time machine one.
No, I don't have a time machine. Now, Old Man Gators is retired. He retired as a celebrity chef. And so then we got their adult daughter, Bianca Gators, who is married to Jaren, who is an in-game character that she met and hooked up with and got married to. And they have a little daughter, Mona, who's just recently grown to a toddler. And over here, this is teenage son Tom's room. He's sleeping there. And over here, this is child daughter Brooke. She's made friends with the monster under her bed, so she can politely ask it to leave instead of waking up people in a panic in the middle of the night. So that's been working in my favor. And
you better watch out. You're gonna find them both in bed together someday. It's like we just had another child.
But yeah, Mona, we just aged, just had a birthday and turned into a toddler. So now potty training is going to start again. So that'll be fun. Down here is the first floor. We got toys strewn about the place, of course, because there's a kid living here. We got a bar. We got a nice stove there, and over here's the master bedroom. Although they're a lot. Actually, there's 2 master suites in this house, because upstairs this is also a master suite. Because I decided the problem with The Sims 4 is that time continues to move. So, like, I went and played as another family. Like, I moved the daughter. There's another daughter, Natalie, who lives next door, and is married to another woman, and they have a few kids together. And I was playing that family for a while, and then while I'm playing that family, I get a notice that Johnny Gators died. Because
no!
Meanwhile, that was the first time.
Just screenshot that, just in case.
That was the first time I had to bring him back as a ghost. So if you go and play as another family, then like time keeps on passing here, and they're basically just running on autopilot. So I came back to this family, and I decided, I'll let Natalie and her family live their life over there on autopilot. That's Natalie's house, and over here is Janet's house. She's started a career in a life of crime, and I believe over here is another adult son I have that I moved out. His name is Palmer, and I've not done anything with him but moved him into this big house, and so he's just also living on autopilot.
So is he going to get together with Emerson and Lake?
Hopefully.
No. But I think he's out looking for Opal. But wrong Palmer. But these I named all my Sims after all my children characters.
I know.
Except that all my children characters are not related. They've just all been fucking each other so much that they may as well be related.
I gotta get that.
Okay, have fun. So yeah, that's my Sims family currently. So I decided when Bianca aged up, I'd just keep her in the house and move other people out, so that way we could have a 3-generation household. So that would allow me to start like playing another generation while also keeping track on the grandparents here. And Liberty is an old lady. She's probably going to die soon. I'm trying to get her career up as far as I can before that happens. I'm not sure if I'm going to retire her or not, or start a new career as a ghost, because I think you have to start your career over when you come back as a ghost.
I just like the fact you have a spaceship on top of your roof.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could do that. I want a spaceship on top of my roof.
That is nice.
I mean, Musk hasn't let us do SpaceX on the roof yet.
As long as you don't have this,
Incest in the morning.
you're good.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. No.
I said don't. As long as you don't.
Yeah.
As long as you don't.
Yeah.
So anyways, I put them all down to sleep for the night, and now for some reason Liberty is waking up at 3 a.m. So I don't know. Oh, because her energy bar is full because she was tired early. All right. Well, the other thing is that when they added in the new age between baby and toddler, in order to get a changing table, you have to buy a pack that comes with that furniture. I've not bought that pack, so that means that when they change diapers, they just throw them on the floor.
That's fine.
So there's a dirty diaper on the floor there.
Yeah.
I also found that activities on the babies is a little flawed.
You can't buy the changing table in the online store. Don't you have your SimBucks or whatever they call it?
I don't know. There's a lot of the things that the baby phase uses are part of a pack that you have to buy. That otherwise, I forget the details, but I know I read it online that if you don't buy the pack, the only option is for them to throw the diapers on the floor. So they change a diaper, throw the diaper on the floor, then you have to pick up and throw out the diaper.
Landmines.
Lately, my Sims have been scared because they keep seeing things being possessed and haunted. Why?
I don't know what that's about.
Because Johnny Gators is a ghost, and when he gets bored, he possesses things and makes them move around. So they're like, oh my god, a ghost. Meanwhile, they live with this ghost and interact with him. Also, Johnny Gators has been trying to face his fears of death. Except he can't die because he's a ghost. But that code still exists. Yes, exactly. So it's 3 a.m. and people are well rested and starting to wake up to eat some breakfast. So time is a little bit of a issue. So yeah, Johnny's bladder's full. We're gonna go have a nice pee and.
Careful, the toilet always gets broken.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I've had Liberty max up her repair skills, so she's upgraded all these parts and then she fixes them.
Oh, good.
So
upgrade
yeah,
that toilet to the industrial metal one.
So yeah, it's just a 4:30 a.m. breakfast with Johnny, Liberty, and Bianca.
I've done that. I've done that.
Yeah, why
Nothing
not?
wrong with that.
Why not? And it looks like Tom is awake, and he really has to pee, so he's gonna go do that. His hygiene.
Yeah, more than one bathroom.
No legs.
Yes, ghosts don't have legs. So what is?
Can you build a house, or does it come pre-designed like that in the game?
Oh, this house started pre-built, but I've expanded and changed it a lot.
Make it like the Conjuring house that's in Rhode Island.
There are
that the movie's based on.
There are people that really get into. I mean, that's the thing. There's different ways to play this game. There are some people that they don't play the families; they build and design things, and then you could actually take those designs, and you can upload them. So you can go find and download designs and things like that. So you might be able to find that house.
We'll just play Minecraft.
I mean, you're a ghost in the game, so why not?
Yeah.
I think Nick was doing that with Sims 3, I think.
Yeah.
Because he got all the tools.
Yeah, because
and then when they upgraded, he stopped doing that.
He had Sims 4, but he didn't like it as much as 3.
Right.
He was one of the people that complained about Sims 4. I think it's fine. I think they simplify certain things, but they do that to you know what? I got 7 people I'm keeping track of here. It is quite hectic in this house. Oh, and now Brooke is going down at 5:40 a.m. But is Mona still sound asleep? Yeah, Mona's asleep, and Mona shit her diaper right as I was putting her down to sleep. And at that point, it'd be too much of a pain in the ass to wake her up to change her diaper.
She just left her in a poopy diaper. Note to self: no Uncle Gators.
Well, it would have taken like an hour to wake her up, change the diaper, and put her back down again.
An hour? You do it while she's asleep still.
The game
just pop it off.
The game doesn't. The game doesn't let you do that. It doesn't work that way.
Oh.
I would complain to management.
Yeah. It's like, dude, I'm sorry, my baby. I'm not gonna change my baby's diaper for an hour.
Like the thing is, like sometimes I tell it to do something to the baby and it doesn't, and it just kind of the sim stands there and then cancels it, and I can't figure out why it's not working. And sometimes it's because
brown alert.
Brown alert. Okay.
Shoot.
Right. So you got an Amazon delivery, and Sparky wants to know if it was for your Asian wife.
And I said, yep.
Yes, it was.
He nailed it.
There you go. So anyways, so right now Brooks is still in school. Tom is in high school, and they're both A students. And Jaron just aged up to, oh my God, I didn't even know it was his birthday.
Yay, happy birthday, Jaron.
Usually I age him up by birthdays. Well, Jaron is Bianca's husband, so he's the son-in-law living here with the elderly couple. And he's been a little bummed because he found out a family member died. And he's also bummed that no one remembered his birthday.
Alexa, stop.
So I didn't even see that on the calendar.
Are you getting a delivery there, Mars?
No, that was the alarm.
The calendar didn't show me his birthday. What the fuck? Because it was yesterday was Mona's birthday.
Is that the raid alarm, Mars?
It was just an alarm. That's all.
Brown alarm.
Yeah, that was the brown alarm. I did the brown alarm before show. That's why I was a minute late.
Hey guys, I'm going to leave right now.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't be going along with our raid anyway, so.
Well, before you leave, what have you learned today here on the show?
Oh, no.
I learned that Sims is an interesting game and it has dirty diapers.
Doesn't that make the game crap?
Sucks, but I already knew that. I don't know anything else. I really didn't learn anything.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in.
Yep. Hey, and gators.
Yeah, we're not doing that. But
Oh no!
No!
Snaps! Oh.
I'm just glad I pulled off delaying it to give myself time to find the hang-up button.
Some bits never end, do they? Oh my god.
And we got an LOL out of Warhawk, so at least we still got a laugh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, so Brian, what have you learned here this week?
A little bit about film development with these dangerous chemicals that you have to get piece by piece. You just can't buy a kit, I take it.
Well, you could, but it's cheaper to just buy the chemicals. I have bought kits, and now I'm well, the thing is that I bought a Kodak D19 kit, and it basically came with the chemicals measured out in little Ziploc bags and a piece of paper that lists what they all are. And the site that sold me the kit also sells those chemicals. So now I'm realizing that it pays to, and the thing is that the E6 kit is a thing with these liquid things that you pour in. But I found there's an alternate method of E6 processing that is also things you can buy kits of, but are things that you can measure out chemicals for. And so I'm finding that one of the ways to make this hobby cheaper is to really learn how to mix up your own things and just buy the chemicals and measure them out. So, yeah.
In fact, can you buy the chemicals from him individually?
From who?
From this guy that has the kits.
Well, it's a store that has the kits. And yes, the store that told me the D19 kit also sells the chemicals separately.
So you and it's local, so you can just go and get them.
No, it's local to my internet browser, but no, it's not local. Amazon sells some chemicals too. There are different sites that sell chemicals. There's different,
sure,
but certain photo chemical. There's the Photographer's Formulary sells a lot of this stuff. Like they'll sell the stuff that you need for dichromate bleach. Although that stuff you gotta like send them a photocopy of your driver's license and sign a piece of paper saying why you're using it, and make sure that you write in that you're making photo bleach and not a bomb. But actually, I don't. Basically, they want to know what you're doing with it.
I'm using it for
file.
tie-dye.
Tie-dye, yes.
Tie-dye.
Toxic tie-dye.
Easy VPN, right?
There you, yes.
Oh, is
yes.
it Easy VPN? I thought it was
no, Express VPN.
Oh, that's right. Yay!
VPN.
Oh, it is Express. I thought you said Easy.
No, I said Express. So anyways, we should find someone to raid. So let's see who's live right now. We got a few live people. We got Rachel,
Pork Roll,
who have we raided recently?
DBKTTV.
We need to build up some more Twitch finds because a lot of the people we used to raid, I don't think are. I'm finding a lot of the same old. I'm not finding a lot of new things lately, but I'm not out there looking for the new ones. So
I thought you were still doing that with Dune.
Well, Dune's. Well, I think the problem is that Dune's not finding as much new things and finding a lot of bots clogging up things these days. So, what did everyone think about what was going on in the house last? Oh, never mind. We run out of time. So we can raid Rachel.
Yeah.
But that is a topic that is like, wow. There's a lot to think about. We need you know what? We need someone like Sparky Toaster to come on the line and weigh in as well to help balance it out. Anyways, Mars, what have you learned this week? That's right. We're wrapping up the show.
I learned nothing tonight. I've learned absolutely nothing. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I learned that to get a TV, you have to go over your father's head.
But you did help me at least think about just doing the defaults for my
NAS
for your
swap. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also learned that Zoe doesn't stream on Mondays.
I don't know. Sparky says that it would not end well, and I would cut him off the line. Here's the thing. You've seen me carry myself. You've also seen me sometimes slip and get a little angry, but you also see I try to rein myself in and and I would approach this very carefully. And Sparky, I've only seen you type text in chat rooms, and I would guess you probably have some strong feelings that would make you say that no, it wouldn't end well. But I also think that we're both mature adults that can carry ourselves well. But also,
by the way, suggestion.
Part of being a mature adult that carries yourself well is not entering yourself in a situation that you know won't end well. So that's where Sparky Toaster is carrying himself well.
Okay, so quick suggestion.
Okay.
You could look for people that use Twitch by searching for Twitch from Twitter. Go on to Twitter and look for Twitch.
Okay.
And you'll see some people and see if there's of interest. Okay. That's how you could gain some users.
Well, it used to be fun to. Well, the thing is that we were trying to find the people that were really starting out and had the single-digit numbers by scrolling down to like the bottom of the list. But it's getting harder to find the real ones. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and raid Rachel, see what she's up to.
Okay.
Oh, what have I learned this week?
What have you learned?
Well, I've learned during the week that Ektachrome is back in stock.
Yay!
I also learned that I cannot color develop really old Ektachrome unless I find some very toxic things that would be hard to get. And I learned that
your shared screen is still up.
Well, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna resume playing that after this raid. And
yeah, I know. But we don't need to be watching that.
I think it's paused at this point. It's just what? It's just pause with them at the table there. It's a nice little family scene, and go out on a high note with a nice family breakfast.
There you go.
There we go.
And why are these people off the side? Are they just leaving?
I don't know. Well, little Brooke is standing there playing with a block of clay. When they get bored, they always like to go find the block of clay and mold it into a different shape. And I think Jaren there is moping around about his birthday being forgotten and going to the fridge to get some breakfast. But that's what I learned. I learned that I missed Jaren's birthday in The Sims.
Shoot.
And Racer learned that Gators filmed a minor. A Morris minor. Yes. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Good night, everyone. We're going to go ahead and raid that now.
Yay.
And we'll be back here, same time, same place next week. Good night.
Same bat channel.
Same bat channel. Channel 6. CBS or
that
BBC
way you could listen to it on the radio.
Actually, Channel 10 was NBC. Where was CBS?
Yeah, but he was talking about Philly. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, but
okay.
I forget where CBS was in Philly. Oh, well. All right, we rated.
Little arm work there.
Yes.